So in the middle of Semicha, we're up to Sif Ches. So share number 14. Until now we spoke about the guy doing a malacha on Shabbos. First few Sifim were doing it for himself, and then he was doing it for Yisrael. And these were malachas. For example, he was doing Isur Deiraisa, cooking, being toilish, Seder. These are all malachas Deiraisa. Now, Sif Ches, we're talking about malacha Derabanan. So the Mechaber says, Davish ein bech shash Seder. Something is not shash Seder. That means it didn't have to be captured, or mechuber, or wasn't attached. El shhover mechutz l'tchum. The guy brought him mechutz l'tchum. So really, what happened here was he was over an Isur Derabanan. That's what he did. Va'atzmoi, he brought it for himself, mutter. Afilu by beer. Then it's mutter even on Shabbos itself. Now, even though the guy was over an Isur, it's still mutter. Now, if you look at the Mishnah over here right away.
Can I go back? The case of Telish is that's a drabanan though, isn't it?
No, the Telish itself is a Raisa. No, after it's nitlash is the Rabban Shami Yalav Yitlash. But the Tlisha itself is the Raisa. So if you look in the Mechab in the Mishnah Sifchat Lamed Hey, if you think about it, the Chayr shouldn't be any chiddush here that it's mutter. We learned in Sif Dalet, the reason why things are asr on Shabbos is why? Because they're muktzah. Benesh Moshes, it was muktzah. Here, something that's coming mechutz l'tchum on Shabbos, what's the problem with the Benesh Moshes? It's not muktzah. So the great brought it on Shabbos for himself, so what should be the issur? He didn't do anything for Yisrael, he did it for himself, so what should be the issur? So the Mishnah says over here, Sif Kal Lamed Hey Mutter, Hainu Af Ba'achila, even though the Asr and Sif Daled b'chol ha-malacha shel achila she'asar ein Yehudi b'shvil atzmoi still b'isat chumim shari. What does the Mishnah mean over here? When we were speaking last week or 2 weeks ago, we were going mainly with the Isser that's an Isser of Muktzah. If you remember, the Moreh Avram brought down in Sif Kotin Tes, the beginning of Sif Daled. Pasha Ofa Akam Asma B'Shabbos Yesh Oisrim. What's the Isser? So the Moreh Avram brought down 2 reasons why it should be Asr. One is Noilad, one is Muktzah, and the other one is Shemiyem Akam Levashal. Maybe you tell a guy to do it. We were going the whole time with the Muktzah Shaila, but there's also a problem of Shemiyem Akam. Maybe you tell the guy.
Is that Shema Yarba?
No. You'll tell the guy directly to do it. They'll ask him to do it for you. If the guy does it for himself, and then he gives it to you, maybe next Shabbos, tell the guy to do it for you. That's a gzeira. And therefore, remember that? We didn't stress on it so much. We were busy with the muktzah thing, because over there it came out of chumrah in the muktzah, because even if it's machines, not a guy, it'll still be also. But the Moreh brings another reason. Even though a guy should hit the ner la'atzmai like gazrinon, we said that's because midid achila were more gazrinon fei. By oichlin we're going to more because the person needs to eat on Shabbos. You can't manage without food. So that's what the Mishnah means over here. Mutter over here, davish emach shash seder mechuber. If the guy brings it for himself, it's mutter. So if the reason is muktzah, I understand why it's mutter, because there's no muktzah over here. But if the reason is shemayem el guy, to tell the guy to do it for you, so over here you should have the same problem. Now that says
explicitly say that if they brought it for you, then you can't use it.
Again?
Like that's the end of the sieve, is that
he brought it for you.
Then
but if he brings it for himself, we also should ask, because we're choishes, we may tell him to bring it for you the next Shabbos. So says Mishnah Baruch, "V'hainu apa achilu afilu la'oisrim v'siv dalid b'chol ha'malacha shel achila she'asa ein Yehudi b'shvil atzmoi v'isset chumim shari v'isset d'Rabbanan u'mekel v'apet chumim did beis milk v'chamei even chum of 12 mil, which we'll see later on, maybe a deraisa still will make whole. So basically what we see over here is a guy that does a malacha for himself on Shabbos. If it's an issur d'Rabbanan and it's not muktzah, then you're okay. Those are the two things you need. It's an issur d'Rabbanan and it's not muktzah. And then it's mutter. V'meviyah, it says in the Chaber Vayta, v'meviyah b'shvil Yisrael, but if the guy brought it for Yisrael, now what happened? What was the over the guy? An issur d'Rabbanan, not an issur d'Oraisa. So before we said if he brings it for Yisrael on Shabbos, he's over an issur d'Oraisa, or it's also for anybody to use it. But an issur d'Rabbanan will more Michel, that if a guy does an issur d'Rabbanan for a yid, for Yisrael on Shabbos, it's only also for that Yisrael. For other Yisraelim it's mutter. For Reviyah b'shvil Yisrael, mutter l'taltel, afilu mishu huva b'shviloi. Even the person who was brought to him is allowed to be metaltel it, because it's not muktzah, because another Yisrael could use it. Avalechal, but to eat it, also by b'yoyim, the mishu huva b'shviloi. For the one who was brought for, it's aser. For the erev b'chtei sheyasu. And Motzei Shabbos is also with that person b'chtei sheyasu.
Until the time it would have been done.
Yeah, the time it would take. We'll see exactly what that means. The time it would take to bring it after Shabbos. So if it took him on Shabbos, b'chtei sheyasu after Shabbos. So here we have an issur d'Rabbanan. An issur d'Rabbanan is mutter for acherim. Even though the guy did it for Yisrael, it's mutter for acherim. But for the person himself who was brought for, it's also by b'yoyim or the erev b'chtei sheyasu. Let's leave out the Ramah a second. We'll get back to the Ramah soon. U'lacherim mutter by b'yoyim. For other people, it's mutter by b'yoyim. V'yesh ha'imrim l'l mishu huva b'shviloi mutter le'erev miyad. Even another kula. Even for the person who was brought for, since it's only an issur d'Rabbanan, it's mutter Motzei Shabbos miyad. Why is it mutter miyad? Because there's no din b'chtei sheyasu when the guy did an issur d'Rabbanan for Yisrael. Only by issur d'Oraisa. Machlokes. And before we get into the dinim of b'chtei sheyasu, exactly what it means, let's see the Mishnah over here, B'negeya. What does it mean? La'atzmai or la'acherim? If you look and see if Katan Lamed Ches, V'mishu huva b'shviloi, u'mavur l'kamam esim v'tavkov tetzvav, d'huadin l'b'nei beisai da'aser. The shvil doesn't mean only for himself. We had already Meshul Gimel, actually is Ches. But anytime it's brought for him, it includes his b'nei bayis. D'huadin la'orchim shoyim v'zumonim esta b'Shabbos, even if he has guests that are coming to him for Shabbos, also for them. Any person he had to feed, it's considered as if it's b'shvilan. From Hevi Limchar Be'ir, if the guy brought it to sell it, Sharubi Yisrael, a city that's mainly Yidin, also like Karl, why the B'shvil Kulam, Hevi, he brought it to everybody. Ube'ir Sharubi and Yehudi, Kasta B'shochan Aruch Sham, the mutter of Ein Tov Magen Avram, that if he brought it for a city, with Roiv Goyim, then it is mutter. So that's what it means, B'shviloi. Okay, now let's go into b'chtei sheyasu a little bit, what it means. First of all, there's a word of Rabbi and Sifka and Tezvav. Rabbi says, "Mechutz l'tchum." They came from chutz l'tchum. From huva b'sfina. Shari. Ba'ayin simatov dalid and simatov hey. To also l'hoytzi chutz l'arames and loish hoyi me'ev Shabbos b'sfina v'l'hoyi b'yabasha. This is Allah and Tchumim. It's Kedai to know this halacha that there ain't chumim l'mayla me'asara. Higher than 10 tfachim, there's no din chumim. There's no din chumim. So if somebody is l'mayla me'asara on Erev Shabbos, so he was never koina mochim. He never had a place where it is tchum. So if on Shabbos, if he was traveling on a sfina for a long time, he comes off the sfina, right now is where his tchum is. Tchum is from where he landed. So it's not a problem. So if the guy brought something with Spiro, so it was never had a tchum of Shabbos, So it says, the Oslo the Chus La'aretz im loisha hayu me'erev Shabbos b'spina v'lahayu b'yabasha. It had to be Erev Shabbos on the spina already. Because if Erev Shabbos was in dry land, then the guy went onto a ship on Shabbos, so he's bringing it out of the Tchumim. But if it was in a spina, Erev Shabbos, and then it came off, then it's okay. Ain't Tchumim l'mayim. So this is when we get the Geshayla, when someone gets caught in an airplane, and the plane landed on Shabbos. So what do you do? So the halacha is if the plane was in the air, it usually is that way before Shabbos, so when he lands, his tchumim are where he lands, not where he came from. He doesn't leave the tchum, because he never had a tchum Erev Shabbos yet. When it comes down, it's in 10 tvachim, that's where his tchum is. Same thing as a spina. So you're allowed to get off the plane. And your tchumim is that city, wherever you landed. You're not much clear of the Daled Amos. Fine, Tez Zayin, Afil Mishahuba, from Heavy L'Shnayim, if it was brought for two people, Asurim L'Hachlaf, they can't switch. Because if the guy brings two people, so each one's L'Acherim, they're both gaining off it. So they can't switch. B'chdei Sheyasu, what's B'chdei Sheyasu mean? Says the Magen Avraham, Ve'ein Tzarech L'Hamtin Ela B'chdei Sheshah HaMevi B'Shabbos. How much they have to wait? As long as it took for the person who's bringing it to bring it. Shemhevi roichiv al asus, ain't tzarech lahamten kol kach. If the guy brought it on a sus, that means it was quicker. You don't have to wait as long as it would take to walk. But however the guy did it, that's how long you have to wait. But nearly, says the Magen Avraham, ain't tzarech lahamten elav chedei sheyuchal lirchoi b'yoyim. The B'leil Shabbos v'adei le'rochav. That means the guy comes to you Shabbos morning and he's delivering you a package, so you have to have b'chdei sheyasu. But how long does it take for the guy to come? You don't know. It could be he's traveling from Friday night and now it's already 16, 17 hours later. Says the Magen Avraham, you don't have to wait that long. Because the nighttime, we don't consider that he traveled in the nighttime. So you have to wait just Shabbos morning till you get the package.
Today would it be different?
They have a different problem. They travel at night. Right. But in those days they didn't travel at night. Unless, the truth is if it's a FedEx package, something like that, so they travel at night also.
Yeah.
The trucks go through at night, yeah, they're open 24/7. That's how you have to wait through the night. If it's coming chutz l'tchum, and it takes that long to get here, you have to wait.
Even Motzei Shabbat, you cannot...
Correct. You have to wait.
So the B'chdei Sheyasu would be, that's what he means by Sunday morning.
B'chdei Sheyasu will be Sunday morning, right. You have to wait, because if it's coming on Shabbos of Chutz L'Tchum,
The issue here that you don't have to ask, but if you ask and you find out that they were traveling at night, then you have to wait the time.
So the question is, the FedEx packages, they probably don't come straight from the truck. Anything you're getting on Shabbos probably made it to the warehouse probably before Shabbos, no?
Yeah.
So I don't know, overnight.
No, they come there, wait a couple of hours and then they are...
You have to know how it works. If it comes on Shabbos, then you have an issue.
Well, no, but when they say this, is it just you can make the assumption that they don't travel on Friday night?
You
but if you find out that they travel Friday night, then you have to wait that long.
You have to wait that long. Same thing here. Today, when they travel at night, you have to know what the Metzias is. The Metzias is they travel at night. It's something you get Shabbos. It could be it came a chutz l'tchum. They're traveling the whole night. You have to wait a while to use it after Shabbos.
But some company says, oh, you're going to receive it, take 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks. So you don't know when they're traveling. They tell you, 2 weeks you have to wait.
The question is overnight. They travel overnight. That's the problem. Usually a package you get in post, regular Canada post, wasn't going through the night. It's the FedExes that come overnight. Yeah, and you have to know the Metzias. I don't know exactly what the Metzias is.
In the States, they get mail on Shabbos.
Right, but usually the mail you get on Shabbos is already in the post office Friday.
So it's already in the city.
It's already in the home.
It's already in the home.
Yeah, the question is the Shusurav. They're carrying it through Shusurav, that's something else. It's a different problem. There's no area in the city, and they're taking it from the post office to your house, they're carrying it through Shusurav. There could be a problem with that. But there's a Tchum.
How are people knowing in the States?
No, they don't touch the mail.
Sorry?
They don't touch the mail in the States. The elder comes on Shabbos?
No, but Kadesh Yasu. I'm talking
No,
about
Kadesh Yasu.
I'm not saying the Shiloh.
No, but Kadesh Yasu from Meshus Rabbim is nothing. It's a couple of minutes. The post office to your house is how long does it take already? Every neighbor has a post office.
My point is there is a din of Kadesh Yasu.
Right, I'm saying, but how much time is it? Yeah, it's not a lot of time. The post office in every neighborhood. Usually the mail gets to the post office before Shabbos, and then they sort it, and the Shabbos morning the mailman brings it out. He's not coming from miles away. Every neighbor has his own post office where your mail is coming from.
For email, you have to wait like 5 seconds after it comes.
And let's say a package that you get from a department store, and you don't,
so you have to know.
It comes on Shabbos, whatever it is, you tell the guy.
You have to know, if they're bringing from Chus L'Tchum.
But according to this, you'd be able to touch it, no? You can't.
No.
Mutter l'taltel?
Oh, because for other people it's mutter, right? Right. Mutter l'taltel, yeah. Mutter l'taltel.
So.
Right, you can move it, but you can't open it till after Shabbos. You can't be netted from it till the Kadesh Yasu.
He brings it. The assumption is he's bringing it for the Jew.
He's bringing it for the Jew.
For the Jew, but still mutter l'taltel. The dragon on here.
Yeah.
Right.
It's mutter l'taltel.
Mutter l'taltel, but
you can't be netted from it. That's where Kadesh Yasu.
So, because when the Mechaber writes Achilos Kadesh Yasu, but you can touch it, right? In other words, the Achilos starts the Kadesh Yasu. Because you can touch it, but Lechol on Shabbos is Osir. And then he says the Halacha of Kadesh Yasu. So it can't be the Kadesh Yasu on Tiltal.
No,
Tiltal was
Mutter on Shabbos.
Was Mutter on Shabbos. So what's the? If let's say you're expecting a package, you're getting a shirt.
To wear it. To wear it,
so it's echol, that's what I'm saying. So the achila, in other words, we're looking at the
yeah, it's enough.
Maybe even to open the
or a letter, or a letter to read it.
So the achila is not locked up by the priya, to those ideas having to know.
Having enough of it. To know they get from that package. Now, V'afagav, here's the chiddush in the Magen Avraham. V'afagav sheberif isa, the cheshinim shemaholchu balayla. The Rif says, "We are choish Hashem halcha b'layla. Hainu shlelech le b'Shabbos atzmo. Ava b'chol and tzarich l'hamta kol kach." So the Magen Avraham is making a chiluk over here. If someone gets a package Shabbos morning, right, when it gets light. So if they don't travel at night, obviously that package didn't come with Chus L'Tchum, because they don't travel at night. So if they don't travel at night, it must have been it came from around the corner, because you got it right away in the morning. The Rif says no. Even though you get something right away in the morning, you have to be choishish that they traveled at night and you can't use it. Says the Magen Avraham, that Rif is only to use it by b'yoyim. On Shabbos itself, we'll machmer with that Rif. But to wait Motzei Shabbos b'Chdesh Yasu, to be choishish that they traveled the whole night, that you don't have to do, because people don't travel at night. So the Rif is only a chumrah on using it on Shabbos itself. So you get it right away in the morning, you choishish that traveled at night, and therefore you can't use it. But the waiting b'Chdesh Yasu, for that we're not choishish that traveled at night.
But what's he saying then? I mean, you can't use it on Shabbos anyway.
Sure?
You can't use it on Shabbos anyway.
No, but if it came within Tchum, you could. Something comes Shabbos morning, right away in the morning. So they have to be choishish it came b'chutz l'Tchum. The only way it came b'chutz l'Tchum is if they traveled at night, because it takes time. Says the Rif, you have to be choishish for that. Even though you got Shabbos in the morning, you have to be choishish to travel at night, and therefore it's also to use it. If you wouldn't be choishish like the Rif, we must to use it, because the Zichar didn't come b'chutz l'Tchum. So when you to use it on Shabbos, there you have to be machmir and maybe travel at night. When you to use it Motzei Shabbos, they were not choishish that they travel at night. Okay, the Ramah, which we left out, says, "V'yesh
To be clear, because we were trying to be medayik in this Magen Avraham and looking at the Mishnah Brura, and if let's say the goy came by walking, then in other words, whatever the Kadesh Yasu is how he came,
Correct.
even though there's another option.
Correct.
So you look at how he did.
Correct.
It's more clear in the Mishnah Brura.
Yes.
But that's
right. If you came with a source, so then you have less time.
Right.
But if you walked.
Right, so you
then you have more time.
And it's that particular incident. In other words, if next week he comes by another
doesn't make a difference.
transportation, you go...
Right, that's the Magen Avraham Shita. The Shabbos argues. So Shabbos holds you always go with the walking, even though it came quicker. That's where Magen Avraham holds, and that's why I think the Mishnah Berurah is also.
Yeah.
So the Ramah says in the parenthesis, the Ramah says on the B'chlesh Yasu, v'yesh oimrim, ve'ein halayla olam min ha'cheshbin, v'achtzarch l'hamtim b'yim rishon b'chlesh Yasu. Says the Ramah, the same way we just said in the Magen Avraham, that you don't have to take in the night, because people don't travel at night. So let's say you get it 4 hours into the day. So Motzei Shabbos, you have to wait 4 hours. Says the Ramah, those 4 hours that you have to wait have to be the next morning. Because at night, no one travels. So you gained Motzei Shabbos, that by day, he traveled 4 hours for you. So you're going to wait at night? It's not going to help you. Because if you were to travel on Shabbos morning, you wouldn't have gotten until Sunday morning, 4 hours into the day. Says the Magen Avraham that you have to wait b'chdesh yasu of the time that he would normally travel. So if Motzei Shabbos he doesn't travel, then you have to wait till Sunday morning. The same thing would be, there's no deliveries at night, only by day, and something got delivered to you by day b'chutz l'tchum, and the companies will not deliver at night at all, only by day, so that Motzei Shabbos, it wouldn't help to wait. Because they're not doing any deliveries. You have to wait Sunday morning, so they do it.
So
even more, if they don't do the whole Sunday till Monday, you may have to wait till Monday. According to the Magen Avraham, according to the Rambam, you have to wait at the time of the Shabbos that they would do it. If they don't do a Motzei Shabbos, then you have to wait much longer. That's the Magen Avraham's Chumrah.
No, the Ramah's Chumrah.
The Ramah's Chumrah, I mean. Sorry.
I mean, after weeks and weeks of discussion of B'chlesh Yasu, this is a big tradition in the Ramah.
Yeah.
That really it's Sunday morning in most cases.
It's traveling. Not in most cases. In baking, it's not.
Though.
Oh, that's true.
It's only traveling.
Packages delivered.
Packages delivered can be the same thing. Be the same problem.
Mm-hmm. So now, is everything that we're talking about where it's delivered on Shabbat? Because when we read like the Magen Avraham and the Mishnah Berurah, it sounded like they brought in a case where if it takes 3 days to deliver, right, and they delivered on Sunday night, and you definitely benefited from that Shabbos, do you have to wait till Monday night to use it?
No, there it says if it came on Shabbos, and it took 3 days, you don't have to wait the time they traveled on Shabbos. That's what he says.
Right.
But if it comes after Shabbos, in your case, if it comes after Shabbos, and you know for sure he traveled on Shabbos.
Yeah. Question Jonathan was asking, it arrives on Sunday, you know it's been traveling for 3 days, and one of those days was Shabbos.
So I don't know if you have to wait. I don't know if you have to wait. I think it's only if it comes on Shabbos.
So this is all when it's delivered on Shabbat.
On Shabbos.
Because in the Mishnah Berurah it says, "Hey, binu makom rachok harbe, b'shah shlosha yamim, ein tzarich lahamtin rak yom echad k'neged hazman she'alach b'Shabbat."
But there it's when it came on Shabbos.
That's when it came on Shabbos.
I think so. I'm pretty sure. If it comes after Shabbos, you don't have to worry about anything.
Even though you know it traveled over Shabbos.
Correct.
How is that different from the case of giving a dry cleaner something 10 minutes before Shabbat starts and picking it up 10 minutes after Shabbat ends?
It's something else. You're telling him to do it to you. He may only do it on Shabbos.
But here they're delivering something specifically
no,
for you.
Yeah, but here...
You didn't tell him.
Yeah, here, he doesn't have to do it. He happens to have done a malacha for you. He happens to have done a malacha for you. He's saying he had to have done it on Shabbos. It came on Sunday, but he had to have done it on Shabbos. I don't know, I have to check into it. I don't think you have to have a B'chlesh Yasu. They only made the Issa, the Gzeira, when it comes on Shabbos. When it comes after Shabbos, they didn't make the Gzeiras B'chal. To give a guy something and tell him to have it ready for you after Shabbos, the problem is we're telling him to walk for you on Shabbos. That's the problem. Telling him to do malacha for you on Shabbos. I mean, if you give a guy something...
So you give him something on Thursday and say it's an express delivery, and you know it takes 3 days to get there. To get there on Sunday...
Sunday is fine, but to get there on Shabbos is a problem. If you need to get there on Shabbos is a problem. We don't find it issue that if you want to deliver something on Friday, and it's to take 2 days, and you tell the guy to deliver it in 2 days...
it has to get there by Monday morning for a business meeting.
Right, I don't know. I don't know
and what if it comes like Shabbos, but not morning, but in the like in the late evening, just 20 minutes before Shabbos? before Shabbos ends.
Then you have to wait the whole day.
The whole day.
Let me check into the side. I don't know for sure. Something that comes on Sunday, you know for sure he traveled on Shabbos.
Right.
If you have to.
And you told him like it has to be there Monday morning.
Right.
For a business meeting.
I have to check it out. I'm not sure. I don't remember any time we find that something doesn't come on Shabbos, the Gzeira at all. The Gzeira only starts when it comes on Shabbos. If it comes after Shabbos, I'll check into it.
Do we possibly the Ramah?
I'll let you know next Sunday morning.
Do we look at the Ramah today? How do we understand this Ramah? In terms of travel, he's saying that the count would always begin on starting.
Yeah, but today everyone travels at night anyway, so it's not a problem. Unless something that they don't do it at night. Today, anything that's going through Friday night is going through Motzei Shabbos. It became a 24/7 society.
But you can't do both sides. You can't say they don't travel Friday night.
Correct.
But
Right.
they are traveling Saturday.
Correct. Master Michel brings down over here, and for that halacha, about waiting Sunday morning, so there are makilim. You don't have to worry about it so much. In Mr. Bruce Yivkar Mem. Under Moab Yesh Oimrim. The speech Eber gives Heavy Balayla B'Mokum Rochak B'Mkein Akatin Hena Yisrael Mamash Haviyah B'Yoyim. V'Kein Tzach L'Hamtim Shir Havo L'Mochar B'Yoyim. V'Dafka V'Zeh Shuv B'Mokum Rochak Tu L'Chus L'Tchum Spiro and Kemish From the Ein Derech L'Haviyah Balayla B'Sham Aval El Shotech L'Tchum because usually from Chutz L'Tchum they don't bring it at night. Because of Morgan Avram, the Yam Shashleima Pasak the Svara Rishayna L'Haka. Yam Shashleima Paskins L'Kula. You always can wait Motzei Shabbos, even though they don't deliver on Motzei Shabbos. V'chein V'stavra de L'Hachmer B'Zeh. Why? T'hala Yesh Oimrim Hasheni Matiram L'Gamri. The second is Yeshemim the Mechaber. They hold that even if it's delivered on Shabbos, it's mutal. You have to have any b'chtei sheyasu on Eser D'Rabbanan. V'choshen l'tzarech orchiv v'shar davar shadra mitzvah b'vad yesh l'hakol. Aval hoye by gam Eser D'Oraisa shalokam u'mechuber chutz l'tchum yesh l'hachem v'kamokum zar mitzvah yesh l'hakol chol gavni. So the Michel brings there a few psharos over here. He says the Mashal is Michel, that the Mechdesh Yasu could be at night, even though they usually do not travel at night. He says you could be Michel, definitely Mokum Tzerich, Mokum Mitzvah, you could be Michel. By Nisa Deraisa, he's not so happy to be Michel. Because that's the Mechdesh Yasu. It says the Mechaber weiter, v'hod ha'shari l'Yisrael l'taltal, this they would let Yisrael be metaltal it, afilu k'shevir ha'acham la'atzmoi, this is when a guy even brings it for himself, dafka b'teich dalaram. So here we have to know the halacha of Tchumen, before we go into this Mechaber. The halacha of Tchumen is that a person has 2,000 amos around the city. Now a chayfetz that was out of the 2,000 amos, or a person that's out of 2,000 amos that goes out of his tchum, all he has now is dollar amos. Whether it's a person, whether it's a chayfetz, whether it's a behemoth, it doesn't make a difference. Anything that left its tchum, and now it comes into a different tchum, all it has is dollar amos. It's all it can move. So a person who leaves his tchum Shabbos, now he's only allowed to walk dollar amos. A chayfetz that came out of the Tchum Shabbos, he's only allowed to be moved around the dollar amos. But if it's mukum mechitzis, it has an eruv. The loch is the whole mukum eruv, the whole mukum mechitzis has a din like dollar amos. So says the Mechaber, "V'hod ha'shari l'Yisrael l'taltal afilu k'sheviyah ya'akum la'atzmoi, dafka b'teich dollar amos." Only in dollar amos, because even though the guy did isur and he brought the chutz l'tchum into your tchum, But the Isser on the Chayfetz is still there. So you can't move it more than the Avaramis. If it has a wall around the Vushatem Mukefes Adira, it has to be Mukef Adira, which is another halacha, that anytime you have a Mechitzis, the Mechitzis has to be Hukef Adira. Michel and hopefully we'll get to another Erevin. Well, Hukef Adira means if you have a big open area and you put a wall around it, and no one lives inside, it's more than base Sayim, which is 70 amas for 70, 150, that's not a big area, 150 by 150 feet. If you have an area like that, even though there's a mechitzis around it, but no one lives inside that area, that's called a karfif. That's called a place where it's a mukif, but it's not the dira. It's not surrounded for a dira. You're not allowed to carry in there. And that's the whole question with these, they have here a lot. They have parks that are surrounded by mechitzis. So people think you can always carry it. That's why there's no area in the city. People think you can always carry it. There's mechitzis around it. So I can carry it. The tennis courts or any of these courts, there's more than Beit Yisayim. It's not Hukuf of Dir. You're not allowed to carry it there, even though there's mechitzis around it. It's a regular din of a Carmelis. So that's what it means over here. It has to be that it's surrounded for a dira for living. Then you're allowed to carry inside. You lived in there, and then you ended up surrounding it. Most cities are hukuf l'dira. Open areas are not mukaf l'dira. That's what the Mechaber says.
And dira is defined as human living or behemoths?
That's the question. Even the behemoths could be, it's called dira. It's all suggest and everything. And it's also a question with playing areas. Is that called dira or not? That's the big shilas come. That's one of the biggest problems in the city areas today.
If you build the dira after the wall, is that an issue?
Yes. If you build the wall and then you decide you want to live inside, that's hookup or the beside door. You were makifit and then you decide to live inside. That's not good. This is one of the biggest problems with the city areas, because if you have an area around the whole city, and you have a base of Sayim, an area which has its own mechitzis in it, around it, that ruins the whole city area.
But that's townhouse complexes now that do like that. They put like 100 those houses and put a wall around.
No, but that's fine. But they have to have an empty area. If you have an empty area base of Sayim, if it's not closed off, so it's part of the whole city. The whole city is one big area. But if it's closed off, it can ruin the whole city area. This is one of the biggest problems. That's why a lot of people don't use the city area, because of this issue. Well, basically, so if you have such a big area, it's not really mukaf l'dira, and therefore it's a problem. So this it says if you're allowed to carry it, if a guy brings it to you, you're allowed to move it. It's only if it's in a mokam mukaf. Now the Magen Avram here brings down a Beis Yosef, and he's trying to figure out the Mayin Afkamina for the Gei Tchumen. Anyway, if it's not hukaf, anyway you can't carry. Right? The Rabbi is saying here that if it comes from Chutz L'Tchum, it has to be that it's hukaf l'dira, otherwise you can't carry down the ramas. If it's not a hukaf l'dira, if there's no Erev around it, anyway you can't carry down the ramas, because it's carmelous. So says the Magen Avram, "V'hi shetei mukefes kasav Rabbi Sesev v'nafkamina shemeir ein mukefes l'dira." The city was not mukef l'dira. V'irvu kula v'ma'arav the whole thing like tzasa. Also l'taltel peiris el chutz ad al-ramis. You're not allowed to be l'taltel these peiris av al-ramis. Adkan l'shayman. Kloimar the below erev b'lavi hafi also l'taltel v'tzarachiyim. It means the added erev anyway you can't carry. The tzarachiyim, the be'enev mukaf l'dira lemhani erev. If it's not mukaf l'dira, an erev doesn't work anyway. So what are you gaining in the Gei Tchumen? The afilu shal yachid also l'taltel boy. Moshe Kosev Reish Shimon Shin and Ches Shimon Shin Ayin Beis Beis Ayim Masher Ksafti Sham Ayim Masher Ksafti Simon Taf Aleph Masher Ksafti Simon Shin Samach Gimel Sivkon Vav Agah Simon Shin Samach Siv Gimel. These are all places where it's brought down the halacha that if you have a place that's closed up, but it's not hookah for dira, you can't carry anyway, without a problem of tchumen. So what's in the gate of halacha of tchumen? Says the Magen Avraham, he has a few terutzim to answer it. To emes ein zu kosher. Why? To rosh kasav, dinay al adam, sheyat chutz l'tchum, or behemais sheyaviyim chutz l'tchum. To rosh wrote his halacha, where's in the geya that you're allowed to carry, but you're not allowed to move more than al amas because of a problem of tchumim? A person who leaves his tchum, he comes into a city, it's not hookah for dira, so you're not allowed to carry there, but the person's allowed to walk in the city. He's not carrying, he's walking himself. But if it's out of the tchum, then he's not allowed to walk more than the amas. Why? Because now it's a tchumim problem. So here's where you have a tchumim problem without a carrying problem. A person, an animal. So that's one terrace that Magen Avraham gives. It's a very common shiloh also. A place where you don't have an Eruv. A city that doesn't have an Eruv. So you're not allowed to carry in the city. But, what was the shiloh? Oh, but I'm someplace else for Shabbos. I'm in a faraway city for Shabbos, and my kelim are kind of shvisa with me. They have shvisa in the same place I have shvisa. So that means anything in my house, anything that belongs to me, if it's out of the tchum, so it can't go more than dalar amas. So you can move my chafetzim in my house if you want, because dalar amas. Out of my house, it can't go. But no Eruv anyway. So that's in my raincoat. Let's say you want to walk out of my clothing. You want to walk out of my house with my raincoat. I'm in a different city. There's no Eruv. So my chafetzim are kind of shvisa with me. So if I leave the house, if my kelim leave the house, they can't go more than dalar amas. So if there's no Eruv and someone wants to wear my raincoat, you can't wear it. Because it's dalar amas, more than dalar amas. It's another case where you have that mitzad Eruv it's a problem.
Is that a tchum issue or that's a muktzah issue?
That's a tchum issue.
You weren't koneh to that person before Shabbos.
No, it's a tchum issue. Why is it muktzah?
So even if you told somebody before Shabbat that they could use that raincoat, but it stayed in your house.
There may be different. So let him use it, and maybe it's kind of shvisa with the person who's there. If I give you my chavetz before Shabbos,
it stays in your house.
Right. If I give you my chavetz before Shabbos, it's kind of shvisa with you, not with me.
So it sounds like, to be honest, it sounds a little bit like a muktzah issue because it wasn't.
No, it's not muktzah.
Okay, so it's a kinyan
issue. It's a tchumim issue. No, it's a tchumim issue. My chavetz are kind of shvisa with me. It's a tchum issue. So that's one case the Magen Avraham says there will be a difference between Chumim and Eruv.
And if it were something, for example, that say I wanted from your house, right, then if a non-Jew happened to bring it, not for me, but for him, then I could use it.
No. If a non-Jew brings it from my house to your house, right, it's still a problem with Chumim. It's Avad al-Amas. It's my chayfetz.
But we just learned that if a non-Jew brings it from
that's what we're saying, only if it's within the Amas. That's the mechaber. The only time a non-Jew brings it for himself it's good is only if you're within the Amas or you're in a city with a mechitza. If you're not, anyway you can't use it. You can't. The guy cannot take care of the tchum issue for you. If it's out of the tchum, you can't move more than the Amas.
So in the case that you were saying you're in the city. So let's say you're out of. You said
I'm out of the city. I'm in the cottage.
But let's say you're not. Let's say how does that solve the problem? Let's say you're in the city. Someone comes to your house.
Because it's in the tchum. The city is it's my tchum now. It's the whole city. Unless there's 2,000.
You have your.
I have the whole city. I have.
Right.
Even though there's no Eruv.
So when you're in the cottage, your kalim that are in the city
are kind of shvisa with you.
Are where you are.
Correct. Wherever you're kind of shvisa, your kalim kind of shvisa with you. So if you're in the cottage, your kelim, tchum of your kelim are the cottage really. So now they're out of the tchumim already. In your house they're out of the tchum. So it's fine if you hold to the Eruv, you're okay. But if you don't hold to the Eruv, then it's more than davar amas, you can't take it out. That's one case. And then the Magen Avraham is another case. Shabbos nami, sorry, before Behemish heavy b'chutz atchum, a Paris b'Yom Tif. That's another very common shaila, Yom Tif. This is even more common. If someone goes away for Yom Tif, there's tchumim on Yom Tif. Someone goes away for Yom Tif, and his kelim are in his house. So now you're allowed to carry on Yom Tif. There's no Erev, and someone wants to borrow you your stroller, you can't take it out of your house. Because it's kind of shvisa wherever you are in your house. It's Dal Alamis. Once it leaves your house, there's no Erev, it's out of Dal Alamis, it's not Mukaf Mechitzis, you have a Tchumah Mission. By Paris b'Yom to the Mutal Taltal, the Shabbos Nami Yishleim, you have another case of a Mokum Shenichem Ha'akum, also L'Haitziam Chutz L'Dal Alamis. Meaning, the Af Im Halicham Echad Gimel Alamis, also Ha'Sheni L'Haitziam Achakach Yetzem Mi'amo. Echad, Canal, B'ayin Simin Shin Mem Tes. What I mean to say over here is that if the halacha is on Shabbos, if I'm in a Rishus Rabbim, I'm allowed to carry something Dal Alamis in a Rishus Rabbim. Now, midaraisa, I should walk 3 amas, stop, walk 3 amas, stop, walk 3 amas, stop. Because I never carried more than 4 amas at a time. The Rabbi says you can't. The Rabbi said you have 1 Dal Alamis. You could walk 4 amas if you want, up to 4 amas one time. So you can't take the same chayfetz the next one, but Gzeri you may walk straight. So if I have a chayfetz that's in Rishus Rabbim, it's out of its tchum, now it's in Rishus Rabbim, I carry 3 amas, the next person can't carry it more than 1 amma. Because it takes more than 1 amma, it's already out of its Dal Alamis. It's another case of tchum. Remember when we were kids, so a ball fall out, a ball, I say over here, when I was a kid it was a ball, would fall out into Rishus Rabbim, so what would you do? The kids would do, they would hand it one to the next. Pachas with Dal Alamis. But what was the issue? What was the issue?
You cannot go more than 4 amas together.
You could. What's the issue? When it came to the Rishus HaYachid, it was carried it in from Rishus Rabbim to Rishus HaYachid. That you can't do.
Right.
In the Rishus Rabbim you carried Pachas Dal Alamis, but how do you get back into the house? Look in the backyard. Then we just throw it over. From Rishus Rabbim to Rishus HaYachid. Which is the Nishmas Deraisa. But the Nishmas Derabana was fine. Okay, let's see if Ches, a little side sugya of Tchum. Siv Tes. Imu Safek im Huva Mechutz L'Tchum. Now we have a Safek. Back to the Safek case. We're not sure if it came Mechutz L'Tchum. Awesome. It's also to use it on Shabbos. Says the Morgan Avram right away. Mechutz L'Tchum also Pirish Boi B'Yoyim U'Le'erev Mutir Miyad. Now Boi B'Yoyim it's also why because you have a suffix. A regular suffix if the guy did a malacha for you on Shabbos, it's also. Says the Morgan Avram U'Le'erev Mutir Miyad, but Matzah Shabbos Mutir right away. Now what does that mean? I don't read that. Like it says Siv Zayin, Siv Ches. So if you look in the Machzis HaShekel, it explains it very nicely.
So Siv Zayin, I understand.
So let's see. Machzis HaShekel said like this.
But there we had the case of Suffolk, and if there's a tzad heter, but in Ches we never saw it.
No, but Siv Zayin we said it's a Suffolk.
Yeah.
Right. It's a Machlokes. If you have to wait Matzah Shabbos Mechdesh Yasif.
Right.
So it's a Machlokes. So why is it Mutter?
Okay, but what I'm saying is in Zayin at least you see a Yesh Matirin. In Ches we don't see anything.
So it says the Machshak you have 2 ways to be Mechel. In Siv Zayin you have a Kula that if it's a suffix, if my Nisa Deraisa, if it's a suffix if it goes over or not, so then you B'chdesh Yasu is a Machlokes. In Siv Ches, even if it's a Vadai, the guy did it for you on Shabbos, there's a machlokes by an issur d'Rabbanan if you have to wear b'chdesh yasu. So you have 2 stalls of l'hakel over here. One side l'hakel is that it's issur d'Rabbanan, and there's a machlokes by an issur d'Rabbanan is b'chdesh yasu, and one side l'hakel is that it's a suffix. By suffix, even by issur d'Oraisa is a tzad l'hakel. So you take Siv Zayin and Siv Ches together, You have two kulas, therefore you can be mekel. That's what the Magen Avraham in his very short, terse word says.
So can you repeat again? So what's in ches? The
ches is about Rabbanon if you have to wear b'chnei shiaso.
But is that machloket?
It's machlokes. V'yesh oimrim del misha hova b'shvila mutar le'erev miyad. Right before the tchumim thing. Right after the Ramah. V'lachein mutar boi b'yoyim v'yesh oimrim del misha hova b'shvila mutar le'erev miyad. Why? Because it's Issa D'Rabbanan. So here you have a suffix Issa D'Rabbanan. Says the Magen Avraham, you don't have to wear b'chnei shiaso. If you look in the Makta Shekel, Sivka and Ches, he says, K'mar Shekosa, V'siv Zayin, V'siv Ches, V'tzulayim. V'siv Zayin, Hu B'deya Echad, the suffix Tzeder V'chubar, Ein Tzak L'had B'chnei shiaso. Or V'siv Ches, Hu B'deya Echad, V'ba B'chutz L'tchum, Afilu V'adai, since it's a D'Rabbanan, or for the V'adai B'chutz L'tchum, V'kamaka Ein Tzak L'had B'chnei shiaso. When the heat like Kaimalon Ke'elu Shnei days, Hamakilim Mesiv Zayin Mesiv Ches, we don't pass like any of them, but Machmir like against both of them. The Kamokai, the Suffolk Bomechutz L'Tchum, Ro'ul Ritzarev Shnei Akulis Yachad, Das Hamakilim the Suffolk Tzeder, V'das Hamakilim V'vadai Bomechutz L'Tchum, but the Hakil the Suffolk Bomechutz L'Tchum, Shein Tzak L'ham B'chnei shiaso. That's what the Magen Avraham means. Says the Magen Avraham, a full suffering Huva B'Shvil Yisrael, also it's mutter. Okay, says the Mechaber weiter. But dafke ba'achash ein shara ima be'ir. Dafke by a guy who's now living with you in the city. Then you say it's a suffix that may be brought from outside the city. We don't know. Aval akam ashara ima be'ir. A guy that lives with you in the city. Or payers are mitzuyim be'ir. And payers that are in the city, ain't lachash misafek. You don't have to worry about it. Why? Because it's not really a suffix. If the girl lives with you in the same city, why should you be chayshish that it bore from a chutz l'tchum? Ain't lachash misafek. You don't have to worry about it. That says the Mechaber, Hafilu yesh la'akim shnei batim. Even if the guy has two houses, echad behem b'teichat tchum, one b'teichat tchum and one out of the tchum, toilin lahakil. We go to Kula. Now the question is, why we're here to go to Kula? The first part of the Mechaber it says, if a guy comes to you, you have no idea where it came from, Suffolk, you go to Chumrah. Here, it's also Suffolk. He has two houses. I don't know which house he brought it from. He could have brought it from outside, he could have brought it from inside. It's the same Suffolk.
From the nearby.
Why should you assume? They have the same Suffolk. We didn't know which house he brought it from.
No, but you at least have what to be Semicha on that.
In the beginning also, we don't know where it came from. Or Teichat Chum. There's no reason to believe it's Mechutz Tchum more than Teichat Chum. So it's something at the beginning of the Sif, and something at the end of the Sif. So why is the Mechaber make at the end of the Sif? Says the Magen Avraham, Teilen L'Hakol, B'dakim Moshe Tomal Zeh. Because I've been right to Gam Zeh Sofriku. It's also Sofrik. So why should it be Mekel here more than the beginning of the Sif? The Ramah didn't make a go over here. He didn't argue. In Shulchan, in Beis Yosef, the Dak and Moshe has the kasha. But here, the Ramah, he doesn't ask the kasha. Nira the daite the hakol. Mashma that the Ramah, the Maisa is mekel. Me'achad desh mekilim b'chol inyan. Since some people are mekel b'chol inyan, which is, who's the mekilim b'chol inyan? Not brought down here in the Mechaber. The Mechaber is down the Machmirim by a suffix. It's Rashi that's mekel, any suffix to Rabbanan will mekel. So in this suffix to Rabbanan will mekel, but the Magen Avraham doesn't explain still why is this suffix to Rabbanan different. Here the Ramah didn't argue in the Mechaber. Why not? So if you look at the Gra, If you look at the Gra, it's a little long Gra, but he says in the middle here.
Which Gra?
The Gra on Sif Tes. It's to be a mask called Dafka. See it? Ayin Per Kamedanida. See that Gra? It's on Sif Tes. The secondary mask on Sif Tes. Dafka. Ayin Per Kamedanida. Vuksubis. The Chashina Levo Mechus Le'ir. Let's go a little further. Avla Shari Be'ir. Become Mokem Nechish. Maybe it came a Chutz L'Tchum. Adurava. Says the Ramah, you have a svar over here. Kan Nimtza, Kan Haya. He throws in the words Kan Nimtza, Kan Haya. Let's all bring that from the Gra that he gives a svar here that if the guy has a house in the city and outside the city, and you're in the city, we say a svar Kan Nimtza is found here, Kan Haya is where it was. And you find this by Chazakas a lot. It's a svara that's brought by Chazakas. The way it is, that's the way it probably always was. So if you don't know if he has a house in the city or not, you can't say Kan Nimtza Kan Haya, because maybe he has no house in the city. We don't know if he has any mokum in the city. You can't say Kan Nimtza Kan Haya. But if the guy has a house in the city, what changes is you have a svara of Kan Nimtza Kan Haya. That's why he's Michel over here. It's one of the shittas, and this is what the Mishnah Berurah brings down. Look at the Mishnah Berurah Sifkat in Nun.
It's like a chazaka mitoch safek kind of.
Right, that's what it is basically. Yeah, it's chazaka. Look at the Mishnah Berurah Sifkat Nun. V'after v'zeh yesh l'safek, l'sapek shehev me bayis yesh l'chutz l'tchum. Even here also you have a safek. Maybe it came from the house that was chutz l'tchum. So why is it different than the beginning of the sin? Over here, Talina lahakil, the ad kama yisrinan misafek ela be'eni Yehudi she'en le'dir klav techet chum, chashina and the shem chutz l'tchum aviyah b'Shabbos. Aval b'zeh sheyesh le'bayit techet chum, loy misafkinan klal shem aviyah mechutz. Why? T'amrinan kan nimtzu kan hayu. Hainu b'habayis b'toich hatchum. That's the svara. Kan nimtzu kan haya. We say he has a house in Toich Hatchum. It came from there, and therefore Michel. Even though it's a suffix, still Michel.
Unless there's a sticker on it that says product of Mexico.
Even then.
Even then, the question is when it came from
in
Mexico.
House,
You
The
can't.
question is when it came from Mexico. Because it came before Shabbos.
Can't. Isn't that like a?
Look, how you say?
On the suffix.
I wonder. That's good question. You're not for sure it's imported. The question is when it was imported.
But it's a question, are they available in the city?
Right.
If they're available in the store in the city, then you assume that it was bought there.
Yeah, then it's not
You
a
mean the
problem.
guy bought it there?
Yeah.
Like, is the kan nimsa kan haya based on the fact that you assume that it was always there? Or once you see that it definitely wasn't always there, does that break that?
I don't know.
If it's in the city, that means it already was brought by somebody in the city. So it doesn't matter if it's brought on...
The crew is not a racer because it definitely didn't come from Mexico on Shabbos.
Right.
It's too far away.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know.